Welcome back to our channel, where we provide updates and previously unreported narratives on Catherine, Princess of Wales, and her royal family. We have some exciting news to share with you. Catherine and Duchess Sophie's strong bond moment rocked people's hearts. Fan go crazy. Is there a royal picture that exhibits more humor? Utterly remarkable. Princess Catherine and Duchess Sophie, who married the prince, became Queen Elizabeth's most favored individual and is crucial for the future of the British royal line. In challenging circumstances, they forged an indelible friendship. After 15 years of writing about Princess Catherine and Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh, I will delineate how Catherine, Princess of Wales, and Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh, established one of the most significant connections inside the royal family. We will scrutinize numerous iconic photographs to examine how their connection has evolved, potentially in response to royal issues. Beginning in 2011, the ceremony of Trooping the Colour was held. The schedules of the British royal and military services commemorate this day. This military procession commemorates the King's birthday with pomp and ceremony. Spring was Catherine's first significant visit after her marriage to William. A record-breaking number of attendees were brought together at Buckingham Palace to see the new Duchess of Cambridge in an Alexander McQueen ensemble, while millions more watched the events worldwide. Catherine seemed splendid, however. At that point, she may have been apprehensive. She found it more appropriate to converse with Sophie. Catherine seemed thrilled to have someone with whom to converse. Sophie, the reserved newcomer, tried to include Catherine. However, welcoming a family member might be challenging when arriving at an unfamiliar, especially a prominent location. 1 year later, as Catherine arrives at the balcony of Buckingham Palace, she exhibits a more comfortable and composed demeanor. Whom does she encounter again? Her mentor, Sophie, has become known for her conflict resolution abilities. Despite the potential serendipity of their synchronized attire, the evident eye contact and the repetition of their postures standing upright, looking towards one another, and positioning their hands in front underscore their connection and relationship. A humorous turn of occurrences might have transpired with the mentor-mentee connection behind closed doors. Kate would have learned royal protocol from the esoteric text The Order of Precedence in the royal household. It delineates Catherine's both managers and employees, whom she was obliged to respect, and how this influenced her conduct in the presence of William or in solitude. In Catherine, the future queen, Katie Nicholl, presents another compelling argument. Subordinate royals such as Sophie were required to bow before Catherine, the Duchess of Cambridge and prospective queen. Someone who placed less importance on the family's traditions than Sophie could have been incensed by this, yet it never seemed to tarnish their relationship. You saw Catherine's affection for Sophie with such intensity that it became inconsequential. In 2016, Catherine showcased a striking image that signified a shift in her life. Their demeanor is so authentic, as if unaware of the camera, making this photograph exceptional. Their laughter on Remembrance Day 5 years before demonstrates their mutual appreciation. Wimbledon captivates and delights Catherine. Examine the hands for further mirroring. Queen Elizabeth provided royal support to Catherine at the All England Club in 2016. This year's host role enabled her to request that Sophie and other people exchange something useful with her. The royal family, especially Queen Elizabeth, had a profound affection for the yearly horse racing occasion, attending all 5 days if circumstances permitted. Additional royals will come on subsequent days and greet the spectators from carriages. This is a significant summer social event in the UK. In 2017, Edward and Sophie hailed a carriage with William and Catherine, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge. Although this was not their initial exposure to riding in such a manner, the motion startled Sophie, almost causing her to fall onto Catherine's lap. The backdrop captures a delightful occasion between William and his uncle Edward. The group laughed as they disembarked from the carriage to see the races beside the Queen. Would more royals have added to increased enjoyment? The intimacy between Catherine and Sophie renders it intriguing. Despite Catherine and Sophie's limited joint engagements due to their closeness and popularity, the palace may choose to separate them, recognizing their individual excellence and the need to properly allocate resources. Regardless of the motivation, they attended a 2018 function at Buckingham Palace jointly. They celebrated a new creative initiative named the Commonwealth Fashion Exchange. Catherine, 7 months pregnant, donned Erdem and Burberry, looking stunning for an occasion with fashion luminaries. My friend Rebecca English said that Catherine let Sophie lead despite her being the more senior royal formally. Sophie started by audaciously stroking the material of Lucien Matiss's frock. Thereafter, Catherine and Rebecca followed suit in writing. "Is it not remarkable?" Catherine spoke as she tenderly caressed her expanding abdomen. During Princess Eugenie's 2018 marriage to Jack Brooksbank in Windsor, Catherine almost experienced embarrassment. She exited the cathedral when a gust of wind seized her garments. Sources said that Sophie circumvented an embarrassing disclosure. This elucidates Rebecca English's designation of Sophie Catherine as a wingwoman. To evade shame, we may all require an individual of such kind. I like this photograph of Sophie beaming at Catherine in Birmingham at the 2022 Commonwealth Games. It may suggest that she is aware of their habitual public displays of laughing. Physical communication specialist Judy James characterizes their connection as playful mischief and impudent. Observe the disclosure made by former BBC royal correspondent Jenny Bond. She stated that the pair, who were frequently seen sharing subtle laughter in public, appeared more like sisters than aunt and niece due to their marriage. Sophie maintains a youthful demeanor, although Catherine, maybe due to her senior familial status, sometimes looks more mature. This image also conveys their athletic fervor. While Sophie participated in a 450-mile charity cycling race, Catherine was productive and liked playing catch. Afterward that year, the duo mourns collectively over Queen Elizabeth's burial. Their expressions reveal grief. They both valued family, albeit acknowledging national significance. They have integrated into their husbands' families and have strong relationships with them. Royal author Ingrid Seward said, "Both possess a nurturing disposition and are quite amiable young women. Parents safeguard their children reciprocally." Sophie has a modest upbringing and recognizes the challenges that royal life entails for protection. Catherine mourns her grandma and Sophie, her surrogate mother. Disregarding her biological offspring, a courtier stated she'd been the favored child of the deceased queen. Both are bidding farewell to the lady who guided and introduced them to the royal clan. Buckingham Palace was reaching its zenith, and these two individuals were pivotal for the coronation of His Majesty King Charles. Their analogous attire underscores their bond. Catherine seems to be conversing with a friend. Following Prince Philip's death, a tabloid magazine recalls a remarkable comment from a top royal source. Source: despite the discussions surrounding Prince Charles's efforts to reform and modernize the monarchy for its continued existence, the responsibility for its future direction will rest with Sophie and Catherine. Powerful statements indicate that these two individuals, by their actions, will influence the future generation of royals. Two coordinated ensembles, a trend increasingly seen during an outdoor party at Buckingham Palace. They seem confident in their roles and self-assurance. Complementary blues and hats compose this renowned image at Buckingham Palace. I find it intriguing that the Prince and Princess of Wales posted this on social networking sites. Mark Foster Brown, a long-standing acquaintance from Edinburgh, said to the Mail, "Sophie has served as a highly helpful sounding board and point of view for the Duchess of Cambridge. Their connection has improved." Reflecting on Royal Ascot 2023, this image is amusing. Catherine casts a perceptive gaze at Sophie. A significant joke is missing here. The royal existence is solitary, since few comprehend the associated trials and responsibilities. Sophie does, and the above image encapsulates their inherent comfort with one another. Royal historian Claudia Joseph argues that the tie is indisputable. Friends distance themselves before Christmas the following year. She appreciates the yearly carol service conducted by the Princess of Wales. She exerted considerable effort in initiating the event, which has since become a royal staple. Whom should she sit with and have a pivotal role each year? Certainly, the Duchess of Edinburgh. This image has profound impact and importance. The royal women appear once more on the balcony for this year's Remembrance Day ceremony at the Cenotaph in London. This event was significant since Catherine re-entered public life after an arduous cancer treatment. Royal author Robert Jobson said that it demonstrated how the family constructed a protective bubble around the Princess of Wales. Sophie reassures Catherine, who seemed frightened. Sophie had more insight than many, having been only minutes near death during the traumatic delivery of her daughter, Lady Louise. The fleeting second that Catherine diverted her gaze coincided with Sophie's gentle touch on her backside. While she might have let the senior royal take the lead, I believe there are further factors at play. This provides comfort and congratulates. You have successfully navigated this. The gesture conveys significant meaning. Ingrid Seward states that the Duchess of Edinburgh was Catherine's primary supporter throughout her sickness. Seward contends that the royal alteration was both minor and consequential. The royals have consistently exhibited a human aspect. However, there is now an increased warmth. Several years before, it was uncommon for Sophie to put her arm around Kate. They have transitioned from tenuous connections to a pivotal relationship impacting the monarchy. Catherine's position within the family and nation will become more evident, and Sophie's significance will expand with her development. During extended royal engagements, Catherine will need her as a confidant, sounding board, companion, or conversational partner. Thank you for watching the video. What do you think about Princess Catherine and Duchess Sophie's bond? Please let us know your thoughts, and goodbye for the time being.